We are live 364 days a year. What are we doing here?
If Dom turns at SummerSlam, I'm shaving my moustache off. I've told you, if that happens, it's going. My lip is cold because of a stupid bet that I made with YouTube.
Oh, good.
Wrestle's better than Daniel Bryan Daniels. Better than Okada.
How do you not get sushi after Monday Night Raw?
What is going on, everybody? We are back once again with another edition of Wrestling Republic's daily broadcast. It is Tuesday, August 19th. We're here to break down some Monday Night Raw from last night over on Netflix. I enjoyed it. It was a fun episode. I've got a sweet crew riding with me today. Let me introduce them to you really quick. First and foremost, I'm going to send this one across the pond to a Tuesday original. It's an RC Tuesday this time. The host that takes to the table, the guy that made the song. We all know him as Chaos. What's going on?
What's good? What's good, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Yes, I'm happy to be here on episode 967. We are 33 episodes away from the all-timer that I can't wait to be seeing, which is obviously episode 1000 of the daily broadcast. But until then, we're going to be obviously talking about Monday Night Raw, and there's a perfect reason why I am wearing this particular t-shirt, which I'm sure we're going to discuss at the beginning. But yeah, let's get straight to the next guest that we have here on the show. So
Absolutely. And I do happen to know that reason, but like you said, we will get there eventually, Chaos. But before we do, we've got the ultimate journalism student, Mr. Syracuse, by way of Philadelphia, the Tuesday return of Josh Markowitz. How are you doing today, Josh?
What's up, Clark? I'm doing great. I feel like it's just always a return when I'm here because I'm at college and I'm back and forth all summer, but I'm happy to be back. You know, Raw was in Philly last night. I'm from Philly, like you said, so couldn't be there, unfortunately, but if I'm not going to be there inside the arena, next place I'd rather be right here with you guys talking about it. Can't wait to get into it. It was a really fun episode, I thought, so let's get into it.
he's Wrestling Republic's Pat McAfee, basically. He's just in and out of Wrestling Republic.
Yeah.
I was going to say, he's like the enter button on a Mac. It says return. It's just like
I'm hoping to be full time starting today. This is the full time stunt.
This is the beginning. He's also repping the letters. Newly no longer a pledge. I'm not even allowed to make fun of him anymore. That's the rules.
Thank
he
you.
made it all the way. That is the rules. I will say this: we've got Happy National Soft Ice Cream Day.
Wow.
Zach Minger, I do love that. I will say, I was at a buddy's house the other day. And obviously keeps the ice cream in the freezer. He's got one of those heated spoons. So nice. You can just pull it straight out and it sort of melts it as you go.
Awesome.
There's something to that. Look into that. Maybe sponsor us too if you're a heated spoon company. Fernando Zayas, happy Tuesday, WR crew. What's going on, Fernando? Happy Tuesday. And Raw was fire, no doubt. I agree. We've got Cooper DeJean was there yesterday. Yes, Cooper. I think it's DeJean. But I do love the Philly spelling. That'll get the people going.
Love.
That'll get the people going. We know. Speaking of getting the people going, let's talk about we're gonna have some new people. According to Naomi, Naomi is pregnant. And man, am I excited for her. I will say, really cool announcement. Obviously, there's a lot of speculation around why and this and that and the other. We get the answer last night. Naomi is so cool. She's on the run of her life, and I think it's amazing. One thing, though, that cracked me up, and I thought about this. This does mean that the baby has participated in one more title match at SummerSlam than his own father, Jimmy Uso, ever had. I'm just saying. He's up by one on Dad out of the gates with Chaos. As a father yourself, how cool was this for Naomi, and what did you think about the announcement?
I love this segment, man. It was absolutely perfect. I can't fault any of it. You know, she came out. In a way, I was kind of annoyed that in somewhat of a way, the way that WWE was predetermining it, because they were like, it was almost a given as soon as they said that a new podcast was dropping, pretty much immediately after Raw. And, she's going to make an announcement. It was just like the writing was on the wall. But I mean, either way, like I'm happy for it. The way they dropped it was pretty cool as well. She got a huge pop. She got a huge pop when she was coming out, like from her entrance. You know, she's hella over. And but the icing on the cake for me was that she didn't forget. You know, when it comes to these kind of announcements or, you know, retirements or anything or unexpected time away, most wrestlers tend to just drop the character and just try and just be themselves. She didn't forget who she was in this instance. She put Adam Pearce in his place, cussed him out, saying, "Hope you don't trip over your church shoes." Dropped the S-bomb. It was just great. And yeah, she was saying about Netflix and chilling. It was just absolutely great. I can't really fault it. So yeah, I'm happy for her. Congratulations. More importantly, I know it wasn't an easy ride, but yeah, if anyone deserves it, it is her. And you know, I feel like no one is going to get to her level in terms of character work. Like, she is one of the best characters, if not the best character of 2025. So yeah, congratulations to her.
I am so glad you brought that up, Chaos, too, because I'm 100% in agreement. You know, I was at Money in the Bank, and we got there for the post show because we were waiting, you know, Ubering out of LA at that time. Not easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we're sitting there watching the post show, and she caught a lot of flack for breaking character when Big E kind of made her tear up, right? About how big of an accomplishment this was. I thought it was then incredible that she turns around and in an even bigger announcement, an even bigger moment in front of a bigger audience, doesn't break character, honors the character, but still delivers a completely tasteful announcement. I thought it was cool and full circle moment to me. Like, it tickled me for her, especially too. Like, when she's back, she'll be all the way back. I believe it, because that was the only blip, I think, on the radar of this run, which I believe is the run of her career, right? Was just the slight criticism of like, well, we saw the real, because I've always said, if you watched Total Divas and you watched her comeuppance, she's almost impossible to not root for. And she's done such a great job of heel work and the character and everything about it that I've been convinced the other way. That's something I'm super impressed with. But Josh, I got to get your thoughts on last night. Naomi, obviously, let's maybe talk about the future of the title as well after we talk about the segment for a second, since we got a little extra time though, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, you guys said it best. You know, I think it maybe took too long to realize this, but Naomi is a natural heel, man. She is incredible. Her character work, like both of you said, is great. You know, the fact that, like both of you said, just to piggyback off you guys, she is crying, announcing a legitimate, massive moment in her life in front of the whole world, in front of 16,000 people, and immediately she can switch, even with still genuine tears in her eyes, being that heel, saying, "I'm not relinquishing this belt," not giving it to Adam Pearce, making fun of his church shoes and all that. I mean, it's great. You know, you can't, like you said, Clark, you can't not love Naomi. And it's insane to think, you know, she had a women's championship run almost a decade ago, and now here she is, still in the prime of her career, dominating the heel division on the women's side. You know, it's special, man. And in true Naomi fashion, I feel like this promo was exactly Naomi. It meshed that outside character work with also the genuine woman who she is, and that's one of her fans every time. And I honestly can't believe that Naomi was pregnant performing at that level too. Like you said, she was the baby was in a championship match before Jimmy Uso was at SummerSlam. And I saw there's the bump she took at Evolution. She was pregnant at that time. She took a front face bump, like a stomach bump, through a table, and she was pregnant. I watched that back, and I was imagining it. I cannot believe that. I can't believe that happened.
It is pretty incredible, and obviously unaware at the time, right? So you know what I mean. We're not knocking any sort of safety, anything there.
No, yeah.
But I'm totally with you. Like, it is pretty impressive, the performance, and to still have, like, you know, that edge that she had, like you mentioned. I love it. We've got some comments here though, really quickly, I want to run through that are really interesting. This one from Kafkaske I loved, because I noticed the same thing. She placed the title exactly on the gym of Slim Jim.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I thought that was pretty cool with Jimmy. Like, if you caught it, I'm glad that I was not the only one that caught that.
I love the little innuendos as well. Like, he likes to Netflix and chill, and you know, just to flip it. And even at the end, she said, "Even if I have to come running to the ring when I'm breastfeeding my baby, I'm coming for my title, baby." So, like, yeah, It was a perfect promo. Absolutely,
Yeah.
it was so good.
It really was, and it's so unique because we've seen a few of these over the years, right? You look back at like the Becky Asuka one, I thought was executed beautifully, especially with no crowd.
Yeah.
Right. This
Yeah.
one's different with a crowd. I think this might be the best one yet. Not that we should be comparing pregnancy announcements on Monday Night Raw, but my point is,
it's better than Karma.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
That was
100%.
really awkward.
Now,
Yeah.
this one's interesting. Let's talk about the future of that title really quickly. Io versus Vaquer, and both had title opportunities from Kafkaske. That is true. That is very true. And
Yeah.
I do think that's a logical matchup.
Yep.
I mean, you have Ripley waiting in the wings just to grab that title if you're going to just do it the easy way.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of Io versus Vaquer. Let's say hypothetically that is the match. Who would be your pick to win? I'll start with you, Chaos.
It has to be Vaquer. I feel like they've got a bigger another storyline in the wings for Io, especially how with the stuff with Asuka as well. I feel like they pretty much knew obviously the news last week, but they just wanted to obviously get all the logistics out of the way and everything else. But I think that's what kind of made them kind of speed through the potential heel turn with Asuka and the breakdown of the Asuka and what's her name? Not Io Sky. Kairi Sane and all that stuff. Yeah. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think it would surprise me if Asuka does cost Io the title, and then that's when they're going to have their little feud going for a few months. But yeah, Vaquer, she's waiting in the wings. Like they're so hot over her, and I'm kind of happy it kind of worked out this way because I didn't really want Vaquer to lose at Clash in Paris to Naomi because she has so much momentum. So in a weird way, it worked out. You know what I mean?
It did. And especially because it's not an injury. Had it been an injury, I don't think we'd have the same opinion. And I agree with you. It did weirdly work out, right? It makes sense that Naomi's she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Now we have Vaquer with the opportunity. Josh, I toss the same question to you though, because I'm very much in agreement with Chaos. I think it's Stephanie Vaquer's time. Strap the rocket ship now. Like it's ready to go. But are you ready for that? Or do you think Io gets the job done and maybe Io and Asuka feud over the title?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I like the idea of Vaquer. I mean, she's been ready since she's been in the company to have that rocket strapped to her back and send her to the moon, get her over. She is way over, so why not? Another name is Roxanne Perez, man. I feel like Roxanne Perez is over. She's very over, but she's like waiting for that last little push to really get over. I mean, look, she's in the Judgment Day. She's doing her thing. If the WWE really wants to make the Judgment Day a more dominant faction than like they were when they first were created with Edge and Damian Priest and all that, that's what you need to do, man. I mean, you had Rhea Ripley with the belt when she was in it. Now she's out. If they want to do a heel belt, give it to Roxanne Perez, man. Shock the world. Well, I assume she'd be one of the younger women's champions ever. I think she'd be great with the belt if they want to make this Judgment Day faction bigger. So honestly, I think Roxanne Perez would be, one of my picks. I think she's ready.
Absolutely. I don't blame you at all.
My argument would be for that. I feel like I agree. Roxanne would be is definitely ready to be champion. I feel like her time to have a big moment would be to win either the Royal Rumble or Money in the Bank. Because I've especially when it comes to the Royal Rumble, they seem to anyone that's usually the ones that's been the Iron Man or the Iron Woman, should I say?
Yeah.
In that Royal Rumble tends to be the next in line to possibly win it, and she was the Iron Woman in this year's Royal Rumble. So I feel like that'll be for Royal Rumble Saudi. I think she's probably the best person to probably win it. If not there, then definitely Money in the Bank. But yeah, you're right. She's definitely ready to be world champion.
I like that call for sure. And Chris Leclerc is in agreement. Roxanne Perez is ready to be world champion. Kafkaske with Roxanne will be champ around the time Liv returns.
100%.
Yeah,
I think that's really important. Is how close is Liv to returning? Because as soon as you said Roxanne, I was like, "Ooh, that sounds good." But how long does Roxanne carry it if Liv is out for the next, 4 to 6 months? Still,
I'm assuming they're going to plan this title reign right around Liv. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Roxanne wins the belt and then Liv steals that moment and just comes out and says, "I'm back."
That'll be a great WrestleMania moment. She wins the Rumble, she wins the title, Liv Morgan comes in. 100%.
Right.
Boom. Liv Morgan running, and then we get that maybe the Raw after Mania or Backlash.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Pretty exciting, but let's keep it rolling on today's show. We've got TJD, otherwise known as the Judgment Day. Ben's confused me on that since the beginning. I did not realize we were doing that initials wise. I was like, who the heck is TJD? Is that a new tag team I've not heard of? No, but against Dragon Lee and Mr. Iguana, I enjoyed this match. I understand the Mr. Iguana being over as the way he is. I do think we're getting a little bit to the Joe Hendry stage of like, okay, right, the puppet was fun, but we had our fun, right? Like the fun has been had. Dragon Lee obviously takes the pin via coup de grace.
Of course he does.
And we've got Dominic involvement, and then El Hijo de Vikingo with the run-in late, the appearance and stuff. I think this is where things get real funky because on AAA, a lot of this lands other than the Vikingo part. And I think that's why it happened on Raw. Vikingo is getting booed as a babyface. Every AAA event, every AAA, all of them, every time out. He didn't get booed last night. No. But it is a little weird to me trying to use the difference in the crowd and use the idea of Layeska and Mr. Iguana being so over to try to sort of get Vikingo over. And I'm not exactly sure what the strategy is there. That's where my confusion lies. Dom arguably is in a position where I'm afraid he's going to start getting cheered on TV. Chaos, I don't know. What did you think of the match as a whole? And then all the run-ins, and then all of this, because it feels almost political in relation to Triple A at this point. And I'm just unsure. Do you feel the same way or no?
I don't really see it as being political. I mean, well, let me just go back on the first question that you said regarding the match. The match was fine. It was a good showcase for Iguana, because when they said it was his Raw debut, I was like, I swear it's been on TV before, but it was on SmackDown that it was on. But I agree. They are starting to run very close to the edge in terms of, all right, yeah, the puppet's fun and all, but now what? And I feel like his character kind of fits perfectly not on main roster. I feel like it fits perfectly on NXT because that place is a flipping fever dream. And I feel like because that place is such a fever dream, I think that thing will go over more over there than anywhere else on the main roster. Sure, is over, but that thing will run its course very quickly. This ain't, the WWE of old where, you had obviously Santino with the Cobra and, Mr. Socko and all that stuff. It's more grounded and stuff. And sure, you might have some time and place for, these eccentric characters, but it will start to wear thin because, there's a lot of seriousness, more grounded storylines going on, and you have this thing that just stands out. And sure, it was popular for a time, and it was popular in for Worlds Collide, probably its most over it's ever been. But now, even though it's still getting cheered, you're starting to see that it's starting to thin out a bit. They tried to do certain things that they were doing in the Triple Mania match, and it didn't go over as much as it did. So they need to really figure out where they're going to place this Mr. Iguana guy. It's starting to run this course. But obviously the run-ins with Vikingo, you know me, I am a huge Vikingo mark. I'm happy to see him on TV. I don't agree with, Dominic Mysterio getting all of a sudden a AAA Mega Championship match at Worlds Collide, but it is what it is. But yeah, like any excuse for me to see Vikingo on my TV is a huge W for me. So all in all, yeah, it was fine. Like I said, Dragon Lee took the W to the L, and obviously, of course, he did. But yeah, I need to see what is their real plan for Mr. Iguana, because yeah, they can't just keep showing him up on these random episodes of Raw, and then there's no end goal with him. There's nothing you can progress from this after this tag match. You see what I mean? It's just randomly thrown in there. So I'm just like, what's going on here?
It's almost carnival-ish, where you're throwing out just something that's entirely unique for the sake of it being unique, but there's no direction beyond.
That's
There's
why
no
I say
payoff.
NXT is more
You're right.
his bag because like everything happens over there and no one bats an eyelid. So that's why I'm like,
yeah,
put him over there.
Mhm.
Let him stay over there.
I mean, I even think just as like more surprise type appearances, I get that he's an amazing in-ring worker, but you have the surprise factor of the iguana. If you're going to have him on the main roster, right?
Yeah.
He should show up at random times. We weren't expecting Mr. Iguana. He should have been the run-in somehow, right? Like, if you are trying to get him over, and he was over organically based on a stuffed animal, we know that. But I don't know. I do feel like that we're in a position here where things are going to slow down. But where we're not in a position where things are going to slow down is let me talk to you about a few friends of ours. Let's talk about Barista Coffee really quick. Barista Coffee is small batch organic coffee created through excellence, authenticity, and unforgettable moments. Head over to barista.com. You can get hats, shirts, visors. Actually, I don't think shirts are available yet, but still. And premium organic coffee. It's a good friend of mine's business. You need to check it out. It's absolutely outstanding. Also, while you're up, please do us a favor and subscribe to our second channel, Wrestling Republic Undercard. If you like our main card, our main channel stuff, you are going to love Undercard. There's exclusive videos, clips, and more. You got sold separately, grappling for position, multiple shows over there, as well as more short form content coming from our long form content that we have here. You will enjoy it. And also, just while you're up, and I'm asking you to do me favors, subscribe to the Allison Analysis channel too. If you're interested in specifically what Ben wants to say, check that out. Unfortunately, we don't have a graphic for the last one that I'm going to plug, but I am going to also say, just go check out Take It to the Table because it's a great show, and I don't know why you don't.
Exactly. Where's the graphic for that, Ben? What, the budget ran out? What's going on?
The whole time. So let's move on to our next segment, though. We've got Becky Lynch and we've got Natty. And it's not really Natty, is it? It's Natalya. And there's a difference.
Yeah.
There is a big flipping difference. You've been watching both. They are not the same. Yes, it's the same person, but it is not the same gimmick. We got Becky Lynch versus Natalya. I don't know what. Josh, can you explain?
I wish, because I don't get it. You know, Natalya has found this character that is getting over in AAA. It's getting over in Bloodsport. It's getting over on the indies or wherever she goes. And I feel like she's been trying to find this character and get over for so many years now with this WWE crowd. I mean, look, she's always going to get that good veteran pop. She's a legend. She is family. She's part of the Hart family. But she's been searching for that character that would really get her over because realistically, she's been the same character for the last 15, 16 years. And she finally found it. So why is WWE not using it? I genuinely don't understand it. I will say, if the plan is for Natalya to keep losing and then eventually that fuels her into making an entire personality change and then that turns into heel Natty, perfect. I love it. I love the idea. But it doesn't make much sense because, I mean, look, Bloodsport's another thing, but AAA, you're showing Natty Neidhart on the biggest platform in Mexico and a platform that was streamed globally to everybody. So how do you just make her a different character on another show like 2 days later? It doesn't make much sense. And the fact that Natty Neidhart's actually over in this awesome boss heel character, she has security guards walking out with her. She looks like a powerful badass, if I can say that. But I mean, look, man, I don't know why they're not. I hope it's going to end up transferring into her. I think Triple H will end up being like, yeah, this makes sense. Let's use Natty Neidhart. Maybe they don't think they need any more heels and they just need to put more people over. So Natty's just going to keep going out there and losing like she has the last decade. But I mean, look, it's time to switch her up. She found that character. Let's use it.
It's perfect. And yes, you're spot on. This is what bothers me the most. Like you mentioned, Bloodsport, AAA, all these places. He's over. And we know her as a submission expert. So we tapped her in the middle of the ring on Monday Night Raw. That's what we decided was the move. She's gonna tap out through a Fujiwara armbar that has a cute name.
They
Disarm
don't
her?
rate her. How long is like one of your guys gonna learn? They don't rate her, and anytime they give her a title, it's more like a petty gift. So that's how I see it.
And that's where it's funny to me is the opposite character. She's doing the low-key legend thing on every jacket, and it's like she is. So why don't we treat her as such? Because that's where I hate the phrase insulting my intelligence, because like obviously you have to sort of suspend some disbelief to watch pro wrestling, period. Right? If you're a fan, you have to do the same thing to watch sci-fi. So like let's not, let's not, I'm not being critical here. Like I watch both. But at the same time, like she's the low-key legend and we don't treat her as such. And it doesn't make sense to me because Natty appears as a legend. Natalia, and it's like it's
and it's like and if I could say another point now that I think about it, really, it's like we're intertwining AAA and WWE storylines with Dom and Vikingo. So then why is Natty not transferring her story too? It's like,
why is it not the same?
If it was two different worlds, then fine. But they are blatantly intertwining their stories, making it one world of professional wrestling. So why is she a different character? It doesn't make much sense.
1,000%. That you literally took the words out of my mouth. I'm super glad that
they're saving the next heel turn for Bailey, clearly. So they pretty much just took take that and give it to Bailey. So
which I'm absolutely ready for Bailey to be a heel. It's time.
I love the packages, by the way. Sorry, quick shout out to Bailey and whoever did editing those videos.
Oh, the vignettes? They're amazing. She's killing it. And like, I mean, I still go back to, we so quickly forgot that she carried the top of the women's division during the pandemic.
Yeah.
If you're talking about the best matches in the Thunderdome when it comes to the women's side, Bailey's in most of them, if not all of them.
Yeah.
And that's just the truth. Like the best bell to bell work, that's the way it was. I mean,
and Sasha.
We've got a lot here. Let's move on to our main event of the afternoon, evening, morning. Could be the middle of the night. Depends on where you are geographically. There's a lot of time zones. But let's talk about Roman Reigns returning to challenge Bronson Reed and just beat Roman Reigns. Yes, I see you there, Chaos. We got our ones up here. I love this. I enjoyed, the Braun Breaker Jey Uso Extreme Rules match was solid enough for what it is. Roman Bronson is super interesting, especially after the way that Bronson did the tsunamis on Seth back in the day here. We've got a lot of continuity as far as this story is concerned. I feel like compared to what we just talked about with that Natty situation there. But Chaos, obviously you're excited to see the OTC back, the Tribal Chief back. I'm going to go to you first. Reigns, Reed, this is going to be pretty electric, is it not? Or are we going to see shenanigans?
I just want to say I'm so happy for Bronson Reed. I feel like this is the perfect opportunity for him to break through, and because he's not just facing anybody. This is the Tribal Chief. This is the OTC. I'm not going to say OTC 1 because that's stupid. But yeah, it's the Tribal Chief versus the Tribal Thief, and yeah, this couldn't be a bigger platform, for him to really show how he can hang with, the top guys. So going back to obviously the Extreme Rules match, it was fun. I was fearing for Braun Breaker. I thought he was legit injured at the beginning when he toppled into the the assortment of weapons in the shopping cart. But yeah, no, he powered through. I still feel like I think that knee is still giving him issues since SummerSlam. But yeah, the match itself was fine for what it was. As you said, it just pulled through. But yeah, the biggest part was obviously the run-ins. There was a lot of run-ins in this episode of Raw. But yeah, and it just kept building up. I was surprised that Punk was going to come out because he's been trying to offer his help to both LA Knight and Jey Uso, and they both kind of rejected it. So I thought that he has an excuse to really be like I offer my help. I don't need to go out there. Why am I going to risk myself? If anything, I'm probably going to be one of the most healthiest people in that fatal four way, so there's a chance for me to win. But he came out and did his thing. Then he obviously inadvertently bumped LA Knight into the table spot, and I'm pretty sure that's going to cause some ruckus next week. You bumped me, and now watch the episode back, you idiot. But obviously my man OTC came through and just cleaned up house. And he didn't even need a mic. He just told Bronson, "I'll see your ass in Paris. Try and take these from me." And I can't be more hyped. This is one of the matches I'm definitely looking forward to at Clash in Paris for both of them. And the crowd is gonna be rocking, especially for Roman Reigns. Oh my Lord. But I can't wait. I'm just mainly focused on Bronson Reed and happy for him that he's getting this type of match, of this magnitude. And I think it's gonna be great. Roman Reigns is still gonna kick his ass, but it's still gonna
he is. And here's the thing for me is like Bronson Reed's gonna wear his boots. I wish there was a scenario where we could embarrass him and Roman can get the one-uppance. I don't think that'll be the case. I think this has shenanigans, unfortunately, written all over it. I'm afraid, especially because we gave Braun Breaker the loss. That's my only fear. Because in my heart, all I want to see is spear after spear on Bronson Reed. Because obviously, you have to show how big and strong Bronson Reed is. And then take those damn shoes. Take away his shoes. Do it. Get his boots. Get him back. I want it. And I want there to be a cord that Roman can throw him up on, please. And just let him sit there the rest of the show. I've been saying it since the start of the storyline.
No,
somebody needs to do it.
Reigns will win, and he will get the shoes back. The close the cord line. I don't think that's gonna happen. But it'd be an awesome sight if he did, though. I don't think they have those kind of lines in France. I don't think they have them over there.
You just have like one to the jumbotron that he's smart enough to be able to throw it up. Practice, get the height right, and just if he one shots it like he caught the mic against Brock. Could you imagine? He gets the shoes, and instead of walking back with him like Reed, he just looks up and goes, whoop, and then they land over. That is the clip of this. It has to happen. I'm begging for it. If you can hear me, Roman, please.
That would be so random, but I'm here for it. I am
throw his shoes over a telephone wire. Go all the way with this story. But Josh, obviously, I got to get your opinion on all this too. Like Chaos mentioned, a lot of run-ins here. Very interesting to me. Yes, it's an Extreme Rules match, but essentially, Jey Uso pinned Braun Breaker clean. And Braun Breaker is over as...
Dude, that wasn't clean.
It wasn't clean.
Clean-ish.
Ish, yeah. He didn't
take that much help.
Yeah.
Breaker had the help too.
Yeah.
It's an Extreme Rules match. I mean, we can debate whether it was clean or not, but I'm just saying he pinned him 1, 2, 3.
Can I also just quickly say before you go to? Can I just say that when Bronson Reed actually dragged out the ref and he threw his shoes, he didn't want his shoes. He threw out the ref. Funny. That wasn't so funny. I just wanted to say that. He
just looked at him. He was like, "No, not these.
Not that these ones."
What are those? It was perfect. Josh, though, talk to me about it.
Yeah, it was great. Well, first off, before I talk about the main event, because it was a lot of fun. Paul Heyman name dropping ECW stars, especially for me as a Philly guy, Sandman, RVD, New Jack was great. That 45 seconds Paul Heyman had on the mic, it was literally like open mic night. It didn't even seem like it was scripted. It was just Paul Heyman being Paul Heyman in Philly. I love it. And of course, I love Extreme Rules, especially in Philly. It's just a great place to do it. And it's refreshing to get stipulations on Raw and on television. I feel like nowadays you only get good stipulations, fun matches when it's on a PLE and when you're paying for it. So, it's refreshing to see live TV Extreme Rules matches and steel cage matches here and there. It's fun. But, as for the match itself, I will say, like Chaos, and shout out Bronson Reed, man. I love Bronson Reed. Honestly, the most underrated wrestler in the world right now. I know he just got back from injury, but I mean, look, in-ring, his look, his presence, his character, he has all of it. He has that it factor that all of WWE personnel will explain to anyone that wants to try out for WWE. He has all of that. He fits every box, checks every box off. And I mean, look, I feel horrible when he got injured, but I mean, look, he got injured jumping off a War Games cage as a 350-pound guy. I mean, this guy has it. He deserves this moment against Roman Reigns on this platform, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I think their styles do mesh very well, and it's going to be interesting because here's what I think. Bronson Reed has this finisher, this tsunami that is protected. Not many people, if any, kick out of the tsunami, and that's pretty rare nowadays. So the question is, should Roman kick out of the tsunami or not? I feel like that will be the story of the match alongside with the whole shoe shenanigans. But I mean, do we make Roman kick out of the tsunami and make him look like a superhero, but then that finisher kind of becomes unprotected? Or does maybe Bronson Reed just fail to even land a tsunami and Reigns still wins? Or who knows, Bronson lands a tsunami and wins 1, 2, 3 clean. I mean, with the tsunami and how much they've made that such a big deal. The crowd makes it a big deal. He makes it a big deal. He lands 3 tsunamis. It's a big deal. It's a protected finisher. So I'm curious what they're gonna do here.
You now got my wheels spinning, Josh, and I love this because I'm having fun with it. I think the only way to do it, you can't have Roman kick out of the tsunami. But what I would love is if there's a scenario where somehow, whether it's a distraction or just quick as a hiccup, Roman can pop up and he Superman punches him out of the air mid tsunami.
Yeah.
That I think is the moment you can create there on the other side, because I'm in agreement. It's a protected finisher and it should be. If he hits the tsunami, it should be game over. Period. You lose no matter what. Right? Like if he, and that's, I think, a lost art when it comes to the finishing move. I like the idea of as many finishing moves being that's it. You know it's over. There's a predictability of it, especially with heels.
There's no protected finishes anymore besides the RKO. But obviously, we had the end of days, but then that got taken away from us. So
I mean, honestly, really, even the RKO has been kicked out of so much recently. I would argue the punt was more protected than that, and he hasn't even broken it back out yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, in the past, you have maybe the F5. We've seen people kick out of F5s.
Yeah.
Maybe the attitude adjustment's like the least.
Right.
Like, trying to think off the top of my head if there's one that's just like it's definitive. That's it.
The KOD kind of.
KOD is pretty protected.
Yeah,
that's a great shout.
Yeah.
Even Riptide's pretty close there too. I think only Io's kicked out of Riptide.
Right.
Yeah. And then shoot, we could almost do like a whole episode on finishers. Like I'm like,
and like the 3D, like Dudley Boys, like that
3D was up. Yeah. I mean, obviously, if we're gonna go way back to Doomsday Device.
Yeah.
Flip it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, nobody kicked out of the Doomsday. Clothesline from Hell too. Clothesline from Hell underrated debut.
Yeah.
I mean,
nobody really kicked out of that one.
Yeah, back in the day, it was all protected finishers, and even they weren't even protected on the video games. Back in the day, you're playing a CPU, you land a finisher,
you're screwed.
No one is kicking out.
No.
Nowadays, you have to land 2 finishers to pin the guy in the video game.
Yeah. Honestly, it's more fun setting on preset finishers so you can just get them out of the way early in the match.
Right.
Exactly.
It's like, give me 5 to start. I'll hit them all. Oh man, that's so funny. I mean, either way. Okay, so who's our pick to win officially? Let's give our early predictions.
Roman
Reigns. Okay, there we got one for Reigns. What do you got, Josh?
You got to go Roman. Yeah.
He has to get back his J's. I told you there's 3 things you don't do. You don't diss a man's mama. You don't spit in his face, and you don't take his J's without catching a body. So he has to get back his J's.
It took 2 pairs. 2
pairs.
2 pairs of J's. He took 2 pairs. Not even 1.
2 pairs. Are you crazy?
2 pairs.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
It's ridiculous.
It's
I'm gonna make it 3 for 3. It's Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's got to be by spear.
Yeah.
Spear not his boots.
I don't know if they could pull off a tsunami spear.
Actually, you know what would be pretty? I just thought about this because it was one of my favorite times for Roman Reigns. forget the Superman punch. That thing I said earlier. What if he catches him in a guillotine off the tsunami and chokes him out like he did vintage tribal chief?
Yeah,
throws the grip in and he's got it right as he lands.
He hasn't done that guillotine in a while.
Cool. That would be really cool. I would be for that.
Yeah,
that could be some definitely fun stuff. With that, though, I will say that's going to bring us to the end of today's show. Thank you, everybody.
Get me off here before Ben fires me.
Thank you, everybody. No, you're square. Thank you, everybody that tuned in. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. Check out also our Sunday Spotlight interview with Chris Weaver. It's off the charts. And also check out Take It to the Table, all of our other shows on the Wrestling Public platform. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. Of course, that's noon Pacific, 3 o'clock on the East Coast, 8 o'clock in the UK, and 9 a.m. for my good friends in Hawaii. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Also, if you don't have plans for tonight immediately following NXT, you do now. Off the air, me, Shad, Drizzy, right on this same channel. Check it out. But sincerely, have a great rest of your day, and we will talk to you